Hello everybody, this is Craig from 9Volt Games, and today I'm going to do Origins. So, Silent Hill Origins. I ain't got as much to say about this as I do the other games because, honestly, I think this game was boring. Now, let me just specify here that I don't think that Origins, I did originally play it on PSP, and then I stopped playing PSP. The only thing I have left for PSP actually is the, I don't have it here. I have it somewhere in here, but that Silent Hill experience that just has a collaboration, like all the videos and shit. I have that, but I haven't kept anything from PSP. So I ended up getting rid of the PSP version, grabbing the PS2 version, which I guess was a mistake because the PSP version actually looks better than this version, and there's nothing extra in here. It's just the straight up PSP game. Now, I have to give this game credit and then take it away immediately. As far as it goes to this game being a PSP game, I don't know if some of you guys live in the same world as me where the PSP was great, but there was nothing extraordinary about it, such as like the DS had. The DS had fucking Pokemon, it has Zelda game, blah blah blah. PSP didn't really have that great of shit. I mean, PSP had some gems, but there wasn't enough to move a shit ton of systems and blah blah blah. I'm sorry, my dryer's on in the background. Hold on. So I mean, Silent Hill on a PSP was an instant sale to me. Now, we had these games like you had Grand Theft Auto, you know, you had your Liberty City Stories, you had your Vice City Stories, you had like these bite-sized versions of the console games, and what that meant to me was when this came out on the PSP and I had pre-ordered it, I was so fucking excited for it because I had a PSP and I needed games to basically justify it. Still owning the handheld to me. It was awesome because it was like a bite-sized Silent Hill. It pretty much stayed true to the formula of Silent Hill. It wasn't made by Team Silent, so I was actually thoroughly impressed with the way that the game handled and played just like the other ones, except for the combat, by the way. For some reason, it's like they didn't want you to fight, but then they let you use every fucking item you can possibly imagine as a weapon, which I didn't like. Really? You're gonna swing a TV? Now, listen, as far as it goes to having all these crazy items as weapons, like having a TV, computer monitor, or whatever, yes, he does. You can throw jugs, weird shit. Granted, if you are in a Silent Hill type situation, you're not gonna be like, oh my god, I'm gonna use this pipe or this nail with a stick the whole time. If you're running across something and there's an enemy coming at you and there's like a TV or something, you probably would pick it up and fucking throw it. You know what I mean? If you had the strength, you would use anything as a weapon. So I guess kudos on them on trying to do something new, but I just looked at it as kind of silly, honestly, and I don't ever use that word. But I did think it was kind of silly that you could use like everything as a weapon. You know, and then the story. You didn't need it. I don't know. It's a prequel to Silent Hill 1, and yes, the story makes sense leading up to Silent Hill 1. Travis comes in. He originally is the one who saves Lessa from a burning building, and then he learns about the town and the rituals, and he's overcoming his repressed memories of his parents, and he's fighting off the Butcher, which if you get the bad ending, he becomes the Butcher, which is weird because it's like he's fighting off himself and his inner demon, which I guess is what Silent Hill is all about. It's just kind of like they really wanted to replicate Pyramid Head. He didn't look like Pyramid Head, but he looked like he was becoming Pyramid Head. That's what the Butcher looked like. So, and the Butcher was going around killing other monsters. It's really like they wanted to make their own Pyramid Head, and I don't know. It wasn't as exciting. This game wasn't scary. It was kind of boring. It was kind of predictable. Where was I? Oh yeah, going with the story. You know, he fights off his things, and then all of a sudden he realizes that they want to burn Alessa, and they want to do all this shit, and they're gonna release this demon, and he's got the pyramid that becomes the Floros, and you know, all these items that you had in part 1 that you were using to release the demon, eventually Travis was using to trap the demon. And then that's the end. He ends up, if you get the good ending, which is the canon ending, he ends up helping Alessa. Alessa splits her soul into two, and the fucking baby's adopted by Harry and his wife, and then Travis goes on his merry way, and then you see him again at the beginning of Homecoming when he's bringing Alex back to fucking the Shady Glen, wherever the fuck he's from. Shady Glen's is the ice cream place here. Anyways, So yeah, I mean that's the story, cut and dry. It's not like it. Some people think it added. It didn't really add anything. I don't consider Travis a canon character. I know he is, but I don't consider Travis a fucking character. I did think it was cool, like when they showed Travis in the beginning of Homecoming. I was just like, hey, that's Travis. But other than that, I don't consider Origins an actual Origins. You know what I consider it? I consider it as, like I said yesterday, 1 was an awesome game. 2 was not as critically well received as Konami probably had wanted. 3 got that honor. 3 actually got pretty good reviews. But it's like IGN and certain other places, they shit on Silent Hill 2 when it came out. I think High Times is the only place that gave it like a fucking stellar review. I mean, there were places that gave it good reviews, but Silent Hill 2 did something different. Silent Hill 3 got awesome reviews, but it was a sequel to 1. And then Silent Hill 4, The Room, got, I think, a Metacritic 70, which is an awesome score to me, by the way, Metacritic 70. But it got mixed reviews. So they said, okay, 1 was great and 3 was great, so we should really stick to the story of Silent Hill 1. And I feel like that's why they were like, we're going to make a PSP version. We want people to buy it. We know that it gets critically well received when we stick to the Silent Hill 1 story. So people at Climax Games, please make an origin story to the Silent Hill 1. And it didn't pan out for him because that game wasn't well received. I mean, it was well received for the PSP version. For a PSP game, it was well received. For a PS2 version, it brought nothing new to the table. Like I said, it was very predictable to the point it was just boring to me. I didn't like playing it. I didn't think it was awesome. I had no investment in this character whatsoever. Even the characters they brought back from the first game, I had no investment in. They tried to make Lisa a junkie. They tried to make Kaufman a drug dealer, which he kind of was in 1. But you know, they did. They tried to make Lisa a junkie. Like, she wanted to be an actress. She didn't want to be a nurse. And, you know, they carried that on, that image of her, they carried that on in Shattered Memories, but since they're not supposed to be tied together, you know, I didn't like that they did that initially, but what are you going to do? They didn't, I don't know, the game wasn't interesting. I know some of you people on there, some people out there want me to hate on it, and I don't hate on it, but I don't love it either. This is just a game that I could care less if I ever play again, and quite honestly, when I had taken all my Silent Hill games out of this rack, I had to find this one. I don't care if this is in my collection. I'm not going to give it out because I already have it. But, I mean, I actually look at it as, I think, just so I could have them all in numbered order. But I looked at it, I was like, why did I buy this? Because I played it on PSP and I didn't really give a shit. And I think I beat on PSP, I think I played it halfway through on PS2. And I was just like, I don't care. I don't care about playing this. I don't care about beating this ever. Like beating it again. I don't care about beating this on PS2. I have no desire to. But again, it wasn't terrible. I mean, it was great if you were going on a road trip and you were playing something on PSP, you were on a bus, you know, you were greyhounding somewhere, you're going on a flight and you wanted to play a little bit of Silent Hill. That was its original intention. And for that purpose, it was good. It was a portable Silent Hill before we had Silent Hill 1 put on the PlayStation Network. So, for that purpose, it was good. As far as a PS2 game and playing it on a big TV, I don't give a fuck. This is where you started going down. This is where you started going down, Konami. What the fuck? Thank you guys for watching.